We've spoken to many students caught up in this who say they will be very frightened by that. I mean, where would you stop? Would every teacher be carrying a gun? Would every member of staff be carrying a gun inside a school to protect something like this? The civilians in the surrounding area couldn't have got in any quicker to help. And if we're worried about things going wrong, what happens if a teacher suddenly had a moment of panic? And, you know, it feels like more guns to us here in the UK can't be the solution. So explain how it would work.
Well, 25 states in the United States allow to varying degrees teachers and staff to carry guns on school property now. You don't hear any problems that occur in those places, despite the types of concerns that you raise. There hasn't been any mass public shootings at any of those schools that allow that. Look, when you read the diaries and statements from these killers, one thing that they say over and over again is they try to pick targets where they know people can't defend themselves, because they know the longer it takes for somebody to arrive with a gun, even if it's just 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 minutes, the more people that they're going to be able to go and kill. When you look at these mass public shootings, time after time, these attackers pick places where victims are relatively easier targets for them to go after.
Why not? But why not just ban these people having access to these weapons? Well, I think what people struggle with is why more weapons is going to lead to fewer shootings. Surely the answer is to put a ban on people buying these weapons at all.
Well, look, if you want to ban all semi-automatic guns, that's fine. There's nothing unique about these AR-15s. They're the same as a semi-automatic hunting rifle. One pull the trigger, one bullet comes out at a time, it automatically reloads. The thing is, semi-automatic guns also provide safety for individuals who are using guns defensively to protect themselves. The alternative
but they're only using the guns defensively to protect ourselves, it appears to us here in the UK, because people are coming at them with guns. So if those guns were removed, it's so hard for us to understand how it's easier to buy a gun in Florida than it is to buy cold and flu remedy. That's the way the law is.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's not true.
It is true.
That's not true.
It is true. There's more legal prevention to buying more than 9 grams of cold and flu remedy in Florida than there is to buying a gun.
Okay.
Same thing here.
With the cold and flu remedy, they're worried about people making meth. But in any case, you have to go through a background check. You have to show government-issued ID. This is not a trivial thing just to go and buy a gun any place in the country. Okay, if you're going to buy it from a licensed dealer, you have a long list of things you have to go through. You have to go and certify, you know, whether you've been involuntarily committed for mental illness or adjudicated as having mental illness. If you've been discharged dishonorably from the military, you're not allowed to go and buy a gun or own a gun. If you do under those circumstances, it's a crime for you even to own a gun.
And
those
yet,
are the types of things you face for cold and
But you have the gun show loophole that lets people get around those rules in reference to buying AR-15s. And the flaw, just like what John just said, a very, very untrue statement. In reference to an AR-15 and a hunting rifle, those are totally different weapons. I have shot hunting rifles and an AR-15, and it. No, they are different weapons, John, and you're lying to these viewers and trying to promote your agenda, and you're wrong. And I did not disturb you, John. Let me finish. I did not disturb you while you were lying to these people. Let me finish and dispel your lies. An AR-15 is a weapon to kill multiple people in a short amount of time. A hunting rifle, you can take one shot, then you have to reload, and you know that, John. Shame on you for pushing the NRA agenda. Shame on you, and there's blood on the hands of people just like you who have this flawed logic and have this narrow mind.
Look, I could say that you have blood on your hands, and here's the reason that gun control people keep on pushing laws that have nothing to do with stopping these attacks. The number one rule that they keep on trying to
keep AR-15s out of the hands of these crazy people, John. You are putting them in the hands of these people, and you're okay with that. And that's the problem that I have. I did not disturb you when you were. Oh, God, you are such a hypocrite, and
Wow.
you should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, this
I
is
bet
obviously
if
there
you-
there's
you should be ashamed.
obviously there is obviously
if
a
you
row,
push
a
laws-
huge row about this, and the emotions run very, very high on this. Completely understandably, Eric Guster, I just want to. We have to move on, unfortunately, but I want to ask you before we go. President Trump's ban on bump stock would not have made any difference to the Florida school shooting, although it may have made a difference in the case of the Las Vegas shooter. What could should he have done in the wake of what happened last week? And do you feel that he sort of made a concession that looks like he's acting, but actually he could have gone and should have gone much further?
He is pretending to act, but he has not put that forth where bump stocks have been banned. The AR-15 is, like I said earlier, it's a weapon of mass destruction. You can shoot it very rapidly, and the bump stock is just one of those resources that help someone shoot it much faster. However, President Trump, he needs to be presidential. He needs to come out and start speaking out against these blood-sucking NRA politicians,
then have rules
and shame
that would
on all these
actually make a
Republicans
difference.
who have blood on their hands, just like this moron who's on with me today. I mean,
well-
I apologize for saying that word.
If
For
people
this-
go to our
like this guy
website
who's
at
on with me today.
crimeresearch.org, you can find dozens
Oh
of
God! Now
cases
you're promoting
where
your
mass public
website.
shootings have
Shame
been
on you.
stopped
Blood
by-
on your hands.
I'm trying
Shame
to
on you.
let people
Shame on
get
you.
information.
Shame on you.
Look,